This
And
conference will now be recorded.
I know before starting the session, actually, I asked Prakash if he has shared the software, and I understand from him that the software is already shared to you. So, did anyone happen to install the software, Pega tool in your personal laptops? Yeah, that's okay, no problem. No is also a valid answer. No,
I installed, sir.
installed. So you don't have any issue, right?
No.
Okay, so you were able to see the login page.
Yes.
You were able to log in into the software by using the default password ID and password what I
Yes.
showed yesterday.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, good, great. I would expect remaining students also to do the same. If there are any issues, I think like I am the best person who can speak to you on that. So with that note, let's start this session today. So in Pega, basically what we have to do is whenever we start, whenever we do any projects or whatever modules that we develop in Pega, application is something like which is the first thing that will be created. And in real world, this application will be created by someone called as lead system architect. Lead system architect. Okay, LSA. We call him as LSA. So why only this fellow will be creating? Why only this fellow will be creating is because he will know. He will know the the overall requirement, and how to enhance the application to future, and enhance the application for, or how to build application, so that it can be enhanced easily in future. So maybe let's take I am building a what do you say, ABC Bank. Our bank name is ABC Bank. Okay. Initially, I created only with what do you say, savings accounts. Can you tell me what are the enhancements that this particular application can do? In this particular application, what are the possible enhancements? Initially, I developed this and it went into live. We are doing only what do you say, savings related accounts only. What are the possible enhancements to this particular application? Yeah, hello, that's okay, you can speak out, no problem. Okay, so try not to be silent, because it does not help, and it shows that okay, you are not interested in the class, and the way I take for not interested students will be very different. Okay, so try to speak out, that is healthy on both the sides. Okay, so here actually what will happen in real time is, it depends, it's completely your LSA choice. It completely depends on your LSA choice, meaning ABC Bank as a single application, okay, as single application, and all the features, all the offerings, savings accounts, what is that, current accounts, or loan accounts, or home loans, basically home loans, gold loans, or credit cards, debit cards, It depends. He can create a single application, and he can create all these features in a single application. He can create a all these things in a single application. So here, if you see, let's say this is one way. This is one method of doing it. Let's say there is another method, ABC Bank. Inside this, he will create second level of application that is like accounts, loans, cards. Accounts, loans, cards. So this is the first level. This is first application. First application. These are what do you say? Second level applications. This is second. Inside here, current accounts, and here home loans, and here credit, debit. This is also another method. So can someone answer me, in the first approach, how many applications I have, and in the second approach, how many applications I have in total?
Means ABC has a single application. The first one is this one.
Yeah. First one is having only one application.
Yes.
Okay.
And
yeah,
in the
second
one,
approach,
for accounts, loans, and cards, so three different applications.
okay. There are actually 4 applications. Definitely, that is the reason actually I asked this question. See here, this is first application, and this is second level applications. So here we have actually 4 applications. Okay. So why do we need to do these kind of things? Why do we need to do this kind of things? I'll explain a scenario. Let's say this. Can you tell me what are the personal details? First name, last name, phone number, email ID. Correct. So
Yes.
this particular person details are required in here. For example, let's say first name, last name, phone number, email ID. Okay. So I'll tell you 2 scenarios. You tell me which scenario is is more beneficial to a developer and also to application. Okay. So okay. Sorry. Okay. So here, if you see, this is one approach. I'm actually giving you three approaches. So you tell me, what do you understand? In Pega, one of the most important aspect is to design applications in such a way that redundant work is always reduced. What do you mean by redundant work? What do you mean by redundant work? Anyone? What do you mean by redundant work? Yeah, I'm hearing only one voice. What happened to remaining two students, please? You can speak out, or you can ping in the chat box, no problem. Okay, so this is second approach, and first name, last name, phone number, and email ID is applicable to savings account. Is also applicable to current account. Is also applicable to home loans. Is also applicable to credit card and debit card. So in the first approach, I have created in all these sub modules. Okay, and in the second one, I created in the application level. Here actually, if you see, I created. Let's consider this savings as a feature. Okay, let's consider savings as a feature. Okay, I created at the feature level. In the second one, I created in the sub application, second level application level in the second approach. In third one, I created in the first level application. So here I'm making a statement, carefully listen. So whatever that is created in the higher levels. So if you see, when I say higher level, ABC first application is considered as higher level to second level application. And the second level application is considered as higher level to savings and current. Or simply to put it, in a simple way, if this is you, this is your parents, and this is your grandparents. Just to give you that context or simple understanding. Okay, so these are the three different approaches that a specific application can be adopted. Can take, and I'm saying here, none of the approach is wrong. None of the approach is technically wrong. Technically, all of them will give same output. But as a developer, if I give you a choice, which option or which scenario you will choose and why? Can someone take the option?
Yes, sir. I think the third one will be the perfect one, because like for everything we are taking the same data. Like for suppose savings, current, again the repeated things. So I think third one will be the
okay. So
perfect one.
if you see, correct, right? Now actually here, if you see, when we go for the second model of application creation, we are getting all these flexibilities. So when we go with only a single application, right? In longer run, see, when we create a project in Pega, we are expecting it to run for 5 years or 10 years. We don't know in which situation, which kind of requirement will come. For example, I'll tell you a simple example. Let's say here a phone number in the higher level, I have given it as only 5 digits. Let's say I want to override it in the savings account. Here I want to take it as 10. Absolutely possible. The logic here is, when something is getting executed, or when a scenario is executed by Pega, it will always check from its current status. And then it will go to higher level. To simply put it in a simple words, when you want to buy something, I expect that all of you are having, let's say, 1,000 rupees. Let's say all of you, you want to buy a product which is of 1,000 rupees. Okay, immediately what you will check in your bank account. Assume you have a bank account. In your bank account, do you have 1,000 rupees or not? If you don't have, immediately what you will do? You will go and ask your parents. Okay, if your parents also says no, I would not say that they don't have. If your parents also says no, immediately you will try to go and ask your grandparents, because they are our final destination. So if you see, same, Pega also behaves in the same way. Whenever a feature or a scenario has to be executed, it will first check whether the corresponding rule is present in that particular feature level or that particular application level. If it is not there, it will go and check in the higher levels. So can someone tell me what is this concept called? Phone number is there here also. Phone number is there here also. What is this concept called?
Inheritance.
Specialization or overridden. Yeah, correct. Inheritance, definitely. Inheritance. Okay. Inheritance is a concept. Inheritance is a concept. And a method is called as specialization, or method means the mechanism what we are doing. Mechanism what we are doing is called as specialization or overriding. What do you mean by overriding here? You are overriding whatever that is created in your grandparents level. Okay, so a simple scenario: your grandparent want you to learn Bharatanatyam. Your parents want you to learn normal dance. You want to learn hip hop. Ultimately, you will do what you want. So in that way, I'm just taking the very regular examples because the concept is very important. So here I'm making a statement. Pega recommends modular applications which can be overridden, easily. Overridden easily. Okay, so this is one of the main feature or a main design approach. We call this as design approach in Pega. Why we are talking about all these things? When an LSA comes, or when a new application is going to start from scratch, if I am LSA, I will call, if all of you are my developers, I will call all of you and I will give you all these options, and I will have a debate with all of you. You can say positive points, you can say negative points, you can say my idea is not good, you can say my idea is good. That's different. But that is something like which we have to discuss as a team and take a decision. Remember, LSA is not the ultimate person who will decide whatever he wishes. He should always try to negotiate and take opinion from people. Okay, so this is how actually like you will discuss and design and create an application. Okay, now you tell me how many applications are here and which approach we will proceed to create our applications. I understand third option is your preference. So how many applications we have to create now? How many applications we have to create now?
4, sir.
4 applications, right? So
Yes.
I'll go and create the application. So I'll just simply log off. Okay, so this is, everyone is having administrator at pega.com. I hope everyone will be able to log in. So with that assumption, I'm going to create an application. So here, if you see, can someone tell me where is the application that is located? Where is the application name that is located in this particular studio? Okay, first question: what is this studio called? What is this studio called?
Dev Studio.
Studio. You should always remember that. Okay, Dev Studio. Dev Studio is the place where developers will be doing their 60 to 70% of work. Okay, remember that.
Okay.
So where is the application name that is there? Where is the application name?
Application Pega.
Yeah, Pega platform. So This is the default application. This is the default application that will come with every Pega installation. This is the default application that will come with every Pega installation. When you click on this drop down, you will see an option called as new application. You click on new application. You click on new application. Okay, so here if you see, currently I do not have any other applications. I have only one application because I installed this particular version for you people to see it as a, how you are going to see in your laptops. So I'll just simply click on continue. So here there are three options that are there. One is Theme Cosmos, traditional, and early adopter. So this traditional is something which is used in Pega 7.x versions. Can someone tell me what is the version that we are working on now? What is the version that we are working? 860. Pega 860. 8.6.0, or you can call it as 8.6.0. Okay, and one simple mistake, guys, people do this. Of course, I have to tell you. See, nobody will speak about in real world, in real Pega projects. People will not speak something like Pega 7.2.2 or Pega 7.4 until and unless someone asks. People always talk about Pega 7.x versions. Whenever I want to talk about older versions, I will say Pega 7.x, meaning all the versions in Pega 7. When I say Pega 8.x, it means all the versions in Pega 8. Now you may ask, okay, what are the versions that we have? We have so many versions, 8.1.0 to 8.6.0. Now actually 8.6.3 is running, that is released in December, but yeah, these many versions are there. In Pega 7 also 7.1 to 7.4.0 is the last one, I guess. Yes, so that many versions are there. We never, until and unless I go and ask you, I'll come and ask you, hey, what is your Pega version? You will not say. First, your answer will be Pega 8.x. If I go very specific, can you be more specific? Then you have to say Pega 8.6.0. In interviews, you always say, normally in interviews, you always say latest version only. Meaning, if I'm giving an interview, I will say, currently I'm working in Pega 8.6.0. I have exposure to Pega 8.x. I have exposure to other Pega 8.x, Pega 7.x, and Pega 6.x. So like that actually. Pega 5.x. Of course, you guys stick to only first two because you're saying that you are 1 year or 2 years experienced or fresher. So you always say only these two. If you're going as a fresher, you just simply say only Pega 8.x because this is released 3-4 years back. This is released 5-6 years back. This is released 9-10 years back. So this is how you have to tell. When you are speaking in the interviews to sound authentic, you have to tell like this. Okay, coming back to the Pega creation version, when I say
yeah, actually there are two editions, like individual and enterprise. So definitely if we are working in a company, then definitely they will think like they will answer in an enterprise version. So in enterprise version also the current version is like 8 point something.
Correct. Same. The practice is whenever Pega releases a version, it will release two versions at the same time. Maybe within a couple of weeks difference, it will release it in enterprise and it will release in the personal edition also. Till now, there was no situation where it released in enterprise and it was not released in personal edition. There is no such scenario. Okay. That is, to be very safe, you always say that, okay, my personal edition is 8.6.0.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
the version that we are, I will later actually, I will tell you how to verify what are the latest versions that were released. So when you are going for interview, you always try to be in that way. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
this is how it is. Now let's go back to the installation part. When I say traditional, any version before 8.6.0, all of them are traditional. Or to be very specific, any version which is in Pega 7.x and lower are considered as traditional. Okay, this is the early adopter because nowadays actually if you see in web related tools, what is the tool that you hear most of the time? React.js. Did you hear when you go to institutes to ask for okay, what is the booming technology? People will say React.js. I don't know how many of you are heard about it. So this particular version is something which is using React.js. Okay, React.js completely end to end. This version is something which is built to use React concepts, not completely using React concepts. This is purely using React concepts. This is built to adapt to React.js concepts. Okay, so here actually, depending on your version, they will directly say which is recommended and which is early adopter. So I'll go with recommended and I'll select. So see, that is where actually I say every session will be very detailed session. You have to be very clear and understanding. Okay, so I'll give my application name as ABC001. Okay, I'll tell you the reason why I'm giving like that, because I want to reuse the same concept and terminology to other students. Okay, so I'll just simply click on advanced configuration. So here if you see framework and implementation, and this is the application name, this is the version of the application. We will come to this organization, division and unit later. Now actually I'll just simply replace this with this. Okay, so I'll just replace. Okay, so my application name is ABC001, my organization name is ABC1. Okay, I'll just simply click on save. Okay, now I'll just simply click on create. That's all. That is the steps that you have to do to create your application. That is the steps that you have to do to create your application. Just wait for it. Okay, now my application is added. So what I will do, I'll just simply, okay, I'll show you this also. Now, if you see, I'm done. I have created application. We are not finished yet. We are not finished yet. So I'll click on, because if you see, we have created only first level application. I will show you how to create second level application also. Then I will go and show you how to see how to access your application, how to map that to your operator ID. So I'll click on done. Okay, again, I will click on new application. Okay, so here actually, if you see, now what I want to do, what I want to do is I want to build my accounts application on top of ABC Bank application. So what I will do, I'll just simply go here and I will search ABC. See, whatever application that I have created, that is ABC001, is coming here. Okay, you click on use this application type. Okay, you click on continue. Same, nothing much. These options are not something like which you have to clearly know. You just simply click on next, and my application is accounts 001. Okay, then I will click on advanced configuration again. Here I'll select again organization name, previous one what I have created. See, ABC1. I'll select that one and I'll click on save. I'll click on create application. So normally all these actions will be created by LSA like me. We know how to expand, how to create applications, why we are selecting all these options, etc. All those things we know. And also I will be telling to you also, but this is a very early stage to discuss all those factors and topics. We will discuss them in the upcoming classes. Okay, now my second application is also created. I'll click on done. I'll click on done. Now what I will do, how do I open my operator? How do I open my operator? Anyone? Did you remember in the last classes I have showed you how to open operator? You click at the bottom and you click on operator. You click on operator. So this is how I'll be opening operator. Okay. So now what I want you to do, what I want all of you to do is in your personal laptop, not now, maybe when you're practicing, you open the operator and you click on save as and create with your name. Create with your name. That means like maybe whatever it is, you try to create with your name. Okay, so you just simply do a save as, and I'll give it as Kumar 002. Of course, 001 is already there. So I'm going to create Kumar 002. Create and open. I'm telling you how to create your own operator ID also. What is operator ID, guys? What is operator ID?
Operator ID is nothing but a username, sir.
Yeah, very good. So here, if you see, I have created accounts authors. Okay, you just select this accounts authors because we have created this application, and I have now tell me what is the configuration that you are seeing. Kumar 002 is mapped to accounts authors access group. Am I right to say this? Am I right to say this? Kumar 002 operator ID is mapped to access group accounts semicolon authors. Am I right to say this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you go to security and you update the password. Default password, normally when you create, you have to always change. I'm keeping it as rules. You can keep your own password. Don't worry. You just simply keep. Even if you forgot password also, you can, I will show you how to reset it. No problem. You just simply click on save. You just simply click on save. Okay. Now go to your operator ID. See what I'm doing. I am showing you how to create an operator ID. I'm showing you how to map the access group to it. Now here there is a question. Who created this access group? Who created this access group? When you are creating your application in the backend, actually it turned for that circle turned for some time, right? During that time, this particular access group is created by Pega only. You don't need to create it manually. You don't need to create it manually. It will be created automatically by Pega. Only operator IDs, custom operator IDs, whatever operator IDs that you need, you have to create manually. So now you go to accounts authors and change default it to developer. I will tell you why we are defaulting it to developer in the upcoming classes, but for now you just simply default it to developer and save. That's fine, no problem. You delete that and you just simply save. Okay, I just simply save. Now what I'll do, I'll log off. Kumar 002, password is rules. So now you guys tell me what is the application name that I should be seeing here?
ABC
Account
001.
No, ABC 001 or account 001. See, if you see our previous example, don't get confused. This is the common layer. Am I right to say this? First level application is the common layer. Whenever you want to go, you will be going to the accounts, you will go to the child level application, and via that you will be accessing the common layer. Okay, so I pointed the access group to accounts, hence it will be showing you account 001. Now how do I open my application? You click on drop down and you click on definition. Previously you selected new application, now we are selecting it as definition. So here, if you see built on application, inside built on application, what is there? ABC
00.
ABC 001. Now can I make a statement that I have created an application and I have established this parent-child relationship?
Yes.
I created an application and I have established this parent-child relationship. So why this parent-child relationship is important? In which situations you will store something in parent, in which situations you will store something in the child level. When you want to build something common, always remember this example, a simple example. When you want to build something common, which should be available to everyone, then you will be creating them in the parent level. Or see, different people use different terminologies. Even you have to get used to that. Some people will say top application, some people will say higher level application or the top level application. Some people will say parent application. It doesn't matter. Or some people will say built on application. It doesn't matter. All of them are saying this one only, parent-child relationship. All of them are talking about same thing, but in their own language. So this is how, basically you will be establishing parent-child relationship. Now, I will show you one more thing. You go to configure. I know this is a lot to digest, but yes, something which is very, very important. Application, structure, and rule set stack. Application, structure, and rule set stack. What is this rule set? What is the concept of rule set? I'll talk about it tomorrow. So here, if you see, this is the current application. What are the built-on applications that are there? What are the built-on applications that are there?
ABC 001.
Then
Team Cosmos.
Then
3.1 and Pega rules.
Yeah, Pega rules. So all the Pega, see, when you are seeing this kind of UI, no, without any code, it will not load like this. All those supporting code is present here in Pega rules. Okay, and here all the UI related Cosmos, all the theme Cosmos is a UI concept, and all the UI related supporting rules will be present here. This one we have created for our application because it is considered as the parent or a grandparents in our application. Okay, and this is the current application. This is the current application. So like this, actually you will create applications and you will establish hierarchy. So I'll talk about this rule sets, what is this rule sets, and the order of this rule sets tomorrow. But today is all about this application creation. Application creation. So today's takeaways are what are the different methods or what are the different modes or design approaches that we can choose. We can always choose between this kind of we can always choose. See, this is one application mode, this is another application mode. All these three are another type of application modes. This is one is what do you say, one approach. See, I'm saying it, no approach is wrong approach. Nobody can come and say to you saying that okay, your approach is wrong. No, nobody can say that, because maybe I will ask you saying that okay, why did you create like this? If your logic is justifiable and if it is reusable, it has a reusable potential reusable design approach, then I will say okay, very good, you proceed with your application. Let's see how it turns out in future. That is something like, yeah, which LSA should be open enough. Not only LSA, as a developer you should also be enough, having this one. So if you see, we have 4 different colors. That means we have 4 different options to create applications. Okay, so we have chosen this particular option. We have chosen this particular option, and hence we are in future we'll be talking about this option and we'll proceed further. So the homework to you guys will be, you can create, okay, you can create what do you say, basically this is third level. You can create any ways. You just try to create these applications and you try with a different names. ABC Bank is the name that we are choosing. Maybe you practice with XYZ or PQ or whatever it is, or you just say HSBC or HDFC, it doesn't matter, but ABC you reserve for my classes. Don't use ABC in your personal editions. That means like whatever that I want to tell, if you want to do it copy to copy, you use ABC. Okay, just reserve it for me. Remaining names you use your own, no problem. Okay, so this is how actually you will be creating application. All those people who have installed a Pega platform, you will be able to log in and you will be able to create applications and you will be able to log in with your own operator IDs. That is a homework. So homework will be create your own applications and try to come with your own questions. How do we create this, sir? How do we create that, sir? No problem. Come with your own questions. I understand someone is no problem. If you are not able to understand anything, whatever that I'm trying to speak, definitely I'm taking English as a language, because when we try to go for interviews or when you work in real-time projects, see, if there are, let's say if there are 100 projects, out of 100 projects, 80 to 90 projects are onshore based. When I say onshore, someone will be there in USA or UK or Australia or Singapore, and you will be working with them. So you should be able to understand their language. That is the reason actually I'm using the English as a primary mode. No problem. If you want me to speak in Telugu, Hindi, English, I can manage. Okay, definitely I know Telugu very well because that's my mother tongue. I can manage, no problem. You try to understand this, see the video multiple times, and try to come up with your own pace. Remember, if one of you is very fast to understand, if other person is not that much fast, don't be discouraged. Okay, you have the more practice you do, the more confidence you will get. That's all. So try to do the practical things and come to me, because almost all every day I will close the session with a point saying that you have to do this in your personal edition. Today you are going to do, I'll write it. Okay. Create your own practice applications. That's all. You understood how you want to create it, and you understood how do you want to do it. So this is the homework. So every day I will be leaving with some homework to you guys, because this is very important, or else it's all useless. Okay, create your own application, practice applications. Okay, so we will talk about this framework and implementation applications in the upcoming classes. Today is all about only application creation. Okay, so I'll be very constructive. I will show normally what happens. Today is what Wednesday. Of course, yesterday I have a strong deployment, very frequent, high priority deployments. In such situations, I'll be canceling classes. Sometimes it will be in the last minute. I can't help it, because I'm the project. I'm some 17 applications report to me, so I should be available to them also as much as I have to be available to you guys. So just be flexible enough. Don't worry. Whenever I miss a class, I will try to cover it on some other day. So yes, you create your own applications and come back. Tomorrow we will discuss a little bit more of what do you mean by rule set, what is rule. A rule we have already discussed, how rule sets are associated to rules, etc. All those things we'll discuss. Okay, so that's all for today. People who have to still enroll, try to enroll and complete it, because from what I understand from Prakash, he is going to freeze the batch. Because if somebody joins in 6th class or 7th class, and if they ask me to explain the very beginning of it, unfortunately that is not possible. Because see, we are discussing so many things, I can't explain everything in a single class. So that is the problem. So try to finish that part also and come back tomorrow. Any doubts in today's class, or we can close the day?
Sir, not in today's class, actually a general doubt. So suppose if you want to get placed in Pega, definitely CSA and CSSA certifications are mandatory.
Wait.